We actually need a young man for this. And William looks like he's sitting there with some friends. So how about, yeah, right there. You going to come on up here? That'll work. So come on up here. And tell us your name.
Bryce.
Bryce. Bryce, you and I are going to put on a little play here, do a little act. You have an important part to play. You're going to be a thief. Dirty, rotten, sneaky, low-down thief. Turn to the audience, get them your thief look. Very clever thief. Just looks normal. Now I need to tell you a couple more things about you, Bryce, as a thief. You're not a modern-day thief. You live around 2,000 years ago. And although you are a really low-down, bad kind of thief, you're not a terribly successful thief, for you've been caught. So now there's a penalty that's going to come to you, Mr. Thief. Guess what they did in the days of the Roman government around 2,000 years ago? Guess what they did to bad thieves who were caught? Need a clue? Yeah. Here, I'll help you understand this better. Come on over a little bit and take a look at it. You can just stand right about there, Bryce. You see, a lot of people know about Jesus Christ dying on a cross, but they do not understand that Jesus was not the only one who died on a cross. In fact, the Romans put thousands of people to death on crosses, including sneaky, low-down, but unfortunately got caught thieves. We better explain some more. Do you mind just stepping up on there, Bryce? Now, we know that when Jesus Christ was placed on a cross, He was nailed to a cross. Just put your arm right here and your other arm up there. But actually, most of the time, they did not nail people to a cross. Instead, they would just tie them to it, Bryce. Now, you don't have a thing to worry about because you're standing on that little platform. So you've got something to hold yourself up. But normally, there would be no platform for the thief's feet. So his body would sag down, but his arms were tied tight, which puts a huge amount of pressure on his chest. Made it tremendously difficult to breathe. You're okay, right? But you can imagine that person hanging there, not breathing, not able to breathe very well, and then beginning to starve because he might hang there for days. And as he got weaker, he couldn't hold himself up, and eventually he just couldn't breathe anymore, and it was an awful way to leave this world, Bryce. But I need to tell you a little bit more about our story because I said you're a special kind of thief. You are actually going to play the part of one of the thieves who was next to Jesus Christ when He was crucified. The Bible says Jesus was between two thieves, one on the right, one on the left. And one of those thieves, at the beginning, cursed God, but later came to realize Jesus was the Lord, and he gave his heart to the Lord. In fact, he said on the cross, "Lord, remember me." So that's your line. You're going to say, "Lord, remember me," and then I'm going to say what Jesus said. So go ahead, say, "Lord."
Lord, remember me.
And Jesus said, "Bryce, I'd love to, but I mean, how can you get off that cross and go out and live a life of good deeds to make up for all the bad things you've done in the past? I mean, there's no way at a last-minute situation like this I can help you." Is that what Jesus said? Let's try it again. So the thief said, "Lord, remember me." And Jesus said, "I'd love to, Bryce, but, how can we get you off that cross and have you join a church? We got a 12-step membership program, and you need to be baptized, and got a whole bunch of things you got to go." That wasn't it? Try it one more time. The thief said,
Lord, remember me.
and Jesus said, if there was some way you could do community service and make a contribution to society. That wasn't it, was it? No. The thief said,
Lord, remember me.
and Jesus said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." What does it mean? It means physically that thief did die on that cross. But folks, because he gave his heart to Jesus and trusted Jesus as Lord, spiritually that thief was set free. Come on over. That thief went to heaven. Even though it was in the final moments of his life that his heart was changed. The ultimate illustration to us that being in heaven is not based on who we are and what we do. It's based on the love of God and what Jesus did for us on the cross of Calvary. Bryce, you are awesome. They're going to let you know that as you sit down.